All right, guys. So on March the 20th, 2022, I ran the LA Marathon. I went 26.2 miles, and my finishing time was actually kind of slow. It was in 6 hours and 40 minutes. It is my first marathon in 2 years, and I'm 20 pounds heavier because of the pandemic. And so it just made me go slower. I trained, I worked out, but I'm still a little heavier than I used to be, and I just basically was slower than I really had been in my previous times. So I finished it, which I'm very proud of. And so I had this question when I was running the marathon. The question was, what kind of electronics do I bring with me on the marathon? Like, what do I bring? What do I do? Do I bring the Sony WF1000XM4s, or do I bring my Beats Fit Pro with me on the actual run? What if I put in my ears? So it was kind of difficult to make that decision. I didn't know what to do. So both of these headphones are really amazing. They are great. They sound wonderful. They have very good bass response. They also have very good, they can actually connect to the iPhone very well and very easily. But the question is, which one should I bring on the marathon? Because the marathon, as I said before, is a 6 hour and 40 minute run that I did. That's just my time. You know, the person who won the marathon, or actually ran the entire thing, they did it in 2 hours. And I think 5 minutes. So they did the third of my time. But the point is, which one's gonna keep me going for the longest? Because I really like to have some good bass when I'm actually on my marathon. So I'm a person who loves that TR-808, I like that punchy bass that goes forward, that just goes boom, boom, boom. And I like hearing that in my ears as I'm running. I want to hear that beat as I'm going down the street. So the only question I have is, which ones do I pick? So let me actually talk about each of these and show what their strengths and weaknesses are, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna start with the Beats Fit Pro. The Beats Fit Pro are excellent. They have very good reproduction of sound coming from the actual device, which is my iPad Pro, my iPhone 12 Pro Max. That's what I have. And so I basically use that as what was projecting the music. It would go into these earphones. So these are actually very comfortable. If I actually put them into my ears like this, it clicks immediately, it goes ding, and then it's like ready to go. It's actually searching for a device. It actually went right to my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and now I'm able to listen to whatever music is being played on my iPhone 12 Pro Max very easily. I don't want to do anything else. I'm ready to go. That's one of the major strengths of the Beats Fit Pro. They have Apple's ecosystem, and Apple's ecosystem is phenomenal. It is the best ecosystem of any product, of any device out there today. No one beats Apple at ecosystems. They are the best ones out there doing this. So I said bass response. How's the bass response on the Beats Fit Pro? The bass response is about an A-. So, you know, on a normal grading scale that you would have in school, it's an A-. How's the battery life? The battery life is supposed to be 6 hours. But you gotta remember something, that as you use these devices more and more, the battery degrades. So the optimal battery time will be 6 hours. We don't really know how long these would be, but you know, 6 hours is actually decent. I would have had to carry this case along with me and then put them into my pocket and then keep going, you know, just run maybe an hour or so and then take it out and then put them back in to restart the music. I mean, that's perfectly fine. The case itself will give you, I think it's 24 total hours of listening time. And then if you just were to recharge it with a fast charging, you could then have the time in order to keep running. So these were definitely contenders. Then I had, I think right now, which is the champion right now in terms of bass response and that TR-808, that boom, that bass, the Sony WF1000XM4s. These Sonys will last for 9 hours. So they actually have a larger battery in here, and they have larger batteries in the buds as well. They have these little circles which are for noise canceling, and they actually have greater bass response in terms of the drivers that are inside. So greater bass response, better noise canceling. The only downside to the Sonys is the ecosystem participation with Apple is horrendous. It is terrible. If you ever try to take these and then switch to another device and say, I want to click onto the WF1000XM4s, it is not a good experience at all. It is terrible. So I knew with the Marathon, I was going to have my iPhone Pro Max with my iPhone 12 Pro Max with me. It's a big name there. So basically what I would do is I would take this and I would basically just run with it, and I would just keep it connected onto this device. I'm not switching devices. I'm not trying to pair it up with something else. We're just going to basically have it just with one thing and then go the whole time with that. And that actually worked pretty well. There were a couple of, when I was doing the Marathon, there were a couple of times when the actual sound would cut off because of the way that I'm running and I'm holding the phone in this hand and I'm basically having the headphones here. Sometimes when I'm doing that, it cuts off the transmission, and so the music would have a little bit of a pause in it, then it would start up again, and pause in it and start up again. The Beats Fit Pro don't have that problem, but the Sonys do have that problem. So be very aware of that the bass, the sound might cut out for a little bit. But in terms of the music reproduction, these are great. They're wonderful. The noise canceling is wonderful. The call quality is about an A-, but the music is an A+. And the hours of charge on these, A+. The actual form factor is an A+. The ecosystem compatibility is a B+. It's not very good. So I would say that if you ever want to go running on a long distance, take your Sonys with you. The Sonys are going to be what you're going to need. Take the Sonys with you. If you are going to the gym, just working out, having a good time, you can take these, and these will actually work well. Another thing I want to say, the Sonys are louder than the Beats Fit Pro. So if you really like to have it loud in your ears, these are probably a little better to go to the gym with. These, in terms of volume, are an A. These are an A+. So these are pretty much an A+ in terms of the music, the level of music that you're going to hear. So the Beats Fit Pro, they are a welcome addition into my collection of headphones that I have, or earphones that I have with me. But the Sonys came with me, and the Sonys helped me, and the Sonys were able to allow me to go all the way through the distance and then make it through. Now, you may ask the question, what about the Apple's AirPod Pros? What about those headphones? I can't do the AirPods Pro, and let me tell you why I can't do the AirPods Pro. The AirPods Pro, they are not good with bass response. They're terrible with bass response. I would give them a C+ in terms of bass response. They're not very good. I mean, the music sounds good. Everything else, the highs and the mids are great on the Apple's AirPods Pro. The noise canceling is about a B. They're not designed to be great, so they're a B. But the bass response is terrible. There's almost no bass response at all as far as I'm concerned. There's just nothing there. The Beats Fit Pro are much better in terms of bass. They're a B+ to an A- in terms of bass response. The Sonys are an A+ in terms of the bass response. So that's just what I did, and that's what I used when I ran the Marathon. I just did that. That's about it. So the Sonys came with me, but they're both in my collection, and they're going to remain in my collection until somebody makes something better, and that's probably going to be tomorrow. So we'll see what happens very soon. So please look at the, enter in the comments what do you guys think about either the Sony WF1000XM4s, or what do you think about the Beats Fit Pro. They're going to be things. The links are going to basically show you lots of descriptions of all the technical data for both of these using Bluetooth 5.0, Bluetooth 5.2, whatever else you may have for them. There will also be in the links some links for where to get these off of Amazon. So these are actually great. I think the Beats Fit Pro are $199, and the Beats and the Sonys are $270 or $280. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and also hit the bell to hit more of my videos later, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks.